Hey everyone, it's Mindy and Whitney from the OG Sports Network, excited to bring you 16 games in Major League Baseball. Whitney had a great time watching the Royals and Mariners play some ball last night. But what we have is some more winners here for you today. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and check out our multi-capper site. Whitney is being a pain in my butt. But there I am, up there on the leaderboard, numero uno today so far. Whitney. But then we got Ruben, who's still hot, staying on fire. Tony T's up there on that 24-hour leaderboard and the monthly leaderboard. You got guys like Double Shooty getting it done after he gave us another winner there with the Cubs and Braves with the under. And then, of course, over the last 7 days, still more hot cappers. You got Ron, you got Danny, you got Mark, you got Tim, you got Ruben. Ruben's also up there as our leader over the last 30 days. So make sure you guys check out some of their pick packages. You can purchase for as little as 25 bucks for those 3 packs. And then, of course, you can use the promo code OG20 to save you 20% there at checkout. Also, make sure that you go ahead and remember that all of our plays are profit guaranteed. So if we don't win, you get credits back to your account. All right, Whitney, should we get started? How about we put Whitney down? Bye, Whitney. Let's go ahead and get to the OG Cappers 16 free picks in Major League Baseball. Hopefully you guys are ready. We're going to either give you a side or total. So that would be either money line, run line, total. We'll also give you a confidence factor. So it's basically my model versus Vegas opening lines. So we have a variance and we compare that to this and we know about how often this will hit in real life. So it's pretty fun stuff. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what we got first. It's the Phillies versus the Mets. It was a mild one. The Mets let it slip away to those Phillies. And look, again, I think it's going to be very similar. We're going to go ahead and go back on the Phillies in this one. We have Nola plus Buto on the mound. That Phillies offense is hot still. We know that they're scoring the 6.7 runs per game in that one. The Phillies offense also has that higher batting average. They're capitalizing on opportunities here over and over again. And they're also right now 14% higher than the league average in batting. So let's go ahead and take the Phillies. 64.9%. Have them winning 4-3. All right. Game number 1 of the Nationals and the Sox. Here we go. This one looks like it's going to be Williams on the mound. He has a 0.6 ERA over his last 3, so doing pretty darn well. And I think he's going up against Flexen. Again, these are ones that we're finding probable. On a lot of my stuff, it still shows as undecided, but I'm pretty sure this is who it's going to be. But we're going to go ahead and take the Nationals on the money line because of this power pitching duo here. But yeah, the Nationals pitcher ERA, they're sitting at about 1.36 runs under average here in this matchup. So I like it, meaning that their ERA is under, not that they're under average. That's exactly what I meant. But that Nationals bullpen also has been averaging under 3 runs at 2.995. So like Washington and their pitching staff here in this one. All right. We have the Blue Jays and the Orioles. This was another little fun game to watch last night. Lots of action, kept you going right till the end. But we're going to go ahead and go over the total. We've been notoriously under with the Orioles here as of late, probably the last 4 or 5 games. But suddenly we have Bassett, who's been playing pretty well. He has actually an ERA that is much less than what he's had over the season. We're also taking a look at Bradish, right? He's looking at his second start. He had under that 1 ERA in his first one. So it's going to be interesting to see. So a lot of times what happens is if I have these new starting pitchers that haven't really pitched a lot of this is just going to go ahead and go basically with, their bullpen stats. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. So we have a pitcher at 7.2 ERA, been a little bit better, 5.06 here for the Blue Jays, and then I have a 0 basically ERA, but I'm looking at a first 4 innings of about 4 for the Blue Jays. And then, of course, an ERA, if I take just into consideration that bullpen, we're looking at about 3 ERA. So that's how we kind of come up with all of these different scenarios if we don't have a pitcher that has a rolling 3-game average, because that's kind of what we're looking for in our scenario. So I'm sure I'm not explaining this one well, clear as mud. But anyway, we're going to go over the total with all of this, all of these other factors that are going on. High starting pitching, ERAs, plus the Blue Jays batting average right now. They're sitting at 2 to 3% higher than the National League average. Well, the Major League Baseball League average. I feel like I should just restart that one over. Goodness, that was horrible. All right. Marlins versus Tigers. Hopefully this one will be better. We're going to go ahead and take the Tigers on the money line. Of course we are, versus this Miami Marlins team. It took a little bit of extra offense to get it done yesterday, but we're going to go ahead and go for it again here today. We have Weathers on the mound for the Marlins. That's been pretty awful, 6.75 ERA. And then we have Olsen. He only has a 1 ERA. I like it. I like it. Plus that Tigers bullpen, again, 1.26 ERA less than the Marlins. The Tigers offense, we talked about the home run ball yesterday, getting it done. 0.78 on base percentage here with this. So that's the on base slugging. All right, let's take them. 59.7. Rays, geez, all I feel like is we had tons of good baseball yesterday. Rays and Red Sox. This one kind of came down to the wire as well. But Bo got his pick with the Rays. But today we're going to go ahead and take the over in this one. We have this one coming in at 8. So I know that total's sitting at 8.5. But it's one of those that these numbers kind of get squished along the way. Rays starting pitching has that high ERA with Savali coming in at 9.88. And then we have Pavetta. He's sitting at a 3.60 ERA. Rays pitcher, of course, like I said, 4 runs over that season-long average. And the Rays offense suddenly been really picking it up. That 0.776 slugging percentage. So hitting the ball hard, scoring lots of runs here. Taking over. All right. The Cubbies and the Braves. This one here, Braves couldn't get anything going at all yesterday. It's kind of going to be hopefully a little bit better for this Cubs team because, look, I'm taking the Cubs here. I'm going to take them on the run line. So give me the 1.5 runs. The Cubs offense had been hot, 6.26 until they put up that goose egg there yesterday. The Cubs offense is scoring 1.5 more runs per game on average than their season-long total. So in the short term, they've been getting it done. They've been having that batting average about 4 basis points higher. And, they're just going ahead and getting it done. 16% higher than the league average. And the Braves, I've talked about it, that 208 batting average over their last 3, still only able to put up 2 runs of offense. That's what I have them here for today. So let's go ahead and take the Cubs to get the win on the comeback. All right. Pirates and Brewers. Going Pirates here. The pick is in. It's going to be the Pirates. We'll take them on the run line. We'll take the 1.5. Have this one high scoring again. 5-5 game. We have Priester on the mound. 2.70 over his last 3 here for the Pirates. And then, of course, we got Mr. Ross. 5.63 ERA. So he's actually been doing worse here in the short term. The Pirates offense have been hitting about 2% better than their season-long average. So let's go ahead and take the Pirates in this one. All right. Yankees and Twins. Let's go over this 8 runs. Yankee starting pitching has that high ERA, 4.96. And then, of course, 1.4 runs over his season average. Here does Carlos Rodon. 4.69. Like I said, the Yankees offense has been showing up in a big way also. So we're looking for the Yankees to score some runs, to stay hot, to get this over the total. All right, let's do it. And then we have our first text play of the day. It's going to be between Cleveland and the Texas Rangers. So if you want this play, this is where you need to go ahead and text me. Text the word win, WIN, to 223-203-1821. This one here comes in at 71.0%. Text me, you'll get this play. We know you can't watch all of the videos, so you always have a 3-pack of plays in your pocket. Just text the word win to 223-203-1821, and we will send this one out to you. All right. We have the A's versus the Astros. The A's hung in there for a while, had the lead in a couple innings, but couldn't quite get it done. So we're coming back here on the Astros on the run line. We'll give it up, even though, look at the scoring model doesn't quite say, right? It says 5-4, but we have it winning at over 2. 52.3% of the time is going to be Houston here on the run line. That Astros starting pitching is pretty decent, right? It's Blanco. You know, he's higher, of course, because he started off with like that no-hitter. But he's up against Sears, and Sears is the one that's a little bit worrisome. 5.40 ERA. The Astros bullpen right now has been putting up the saves. The A's have not. Plus, the Astros are coming up that big offensive game that they just put up last night. So let's go ahead and take the Astros offense. Feels like they're clicking a little bit more right now here for me. Game 2, Nationals, Sox, right? This one is Parker. He has a 3.6 ERA, which is higher than his 1.96 stated overall. So we kind of got someone going in a downward trajectory. Then we have the White Sox. We have Mr. Fetty on the mound, a 3.38. So he's doing a little bit better than his numbers show. But it's kind of one of those still I've been talking about. You know, even though they didn't get to play yesterday, the Nationals offense is struggling. They've only been able to put up 3 runs of offense. And that's what we have here, a 3-3 statistical tie. So we will go ahead and go under the 8 runs. All right, the Cardinals and the Halos. Here we go. Cardinals is Sonny Gray, 3.5 ERA versus Reed Detmers. He's pretty terrible, right? 10.34 ERA. The Royals tore him up last time. That Angels offense can only put up about a 6.12 slugging percentage. Their offense is a 2.12 batting average. In the Cardinals batting average, they're up 5% over the last 3 games. So we'll take them. Let's take the Cardinals. All right. The Reds versus the Diamondbacks. Let's go ahead here and take a look at Hunter Green, who has that 1.53 ERA. He's been getting it done. He just has the lack of run support sometimes. And then we have here for the Diamondbacks, 4.6 ERA. Diamondbacks are coming off of a pretty big showing here in their last couple. So their offense is starting to show up here. Diamondbacks offense has scored 1.67 more runs than the Reds over their last 3 games there as well. Let's take the Snakes 55.1% of the time. Let's do it. All right, we have the Rockies here versus the Padres. We're going to go ahead and take the Rockies on the run line. This is a wild one versus the Padres there last night. Padres offense right now is scoring a lot less runs than their season-long average. We have Dylan Cease on the mound versus Cal Quantrill, but it's going to be more, I think, with the way that the Rockies have suddenly been putting some steam behind the ball. They've scored 1.76 more runs than the Padres over those last 3 games, and that batting average is up 78 points. That Rockies slugging percentage is up to 343 over the league average right now. All right, here it is, our VIP play of the game. It's going to be Waka 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 versus Gilbert. If you want this play, it's going to be our very best statistical. You see it right there, 74.2. So in this one, all you got to do is go to ogcappers.com, select the VIP account, OGCappers VIP. And from there, you can go ahead and get this play. You can purchase it as a single pick or in our 3-pack of plays with the NBA and NHL. But it's our best. Check it out. Use that promo code OG20 as well. And I think we're up to the last one, so you guys don't have to suffer through me any longer in my nonsense of rambling on and on about sports. But we're gonna go under the total again. Mr. Stone, I think he's getting it done. I was kind of on him a little bit. Him and Grove last year wasn't real fond of them. But look at suddenly who has the 1.35 ERA, and then Win has, I don't know, 11.32 ERA. But he can't be that bad again, can he? Actually, he's averaging about 5.63. But it's just going to be, I think, Dodgers starting pitching, plus you're playing in the swamp. The Dodgers offense hasn't been doing anything like too great. 4.5, or I should say 0.45 basis points worse than what they've been doing all season long. They've kind of failed to show up offensively. 2.16 batting average. Let's go under this total for sure. All right, guys. Hey, that's all I got. Sorry, it was a little long-winded and rambly today. We'll get better. It's sometimes hard to put stats into narration. That's how I see it. But we put all the numbers together that you could possibly handle. We track everything, so we do our very best to put out winners for you here every day. And we think we come at a little bit different viewpoint than most cappers out there. So we're glad to have you guys with us here every day. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, clicking on the bell to get the latest notifications. Also, make sure you go ahead and send us the comments. I love to see what you guys are up to. I like all the good things or bad things that you have to say as well. All right, you guys. Hey, take care. We'll check you later. Bye-bye.